This is part two of this sit down lesson because I had to cut part one short because I was, having a discussion with my mom. So this is part two of this sit down lesson about the Philippines and the United States having their largest military exercise drill ever, amending the current tensions that the United States have with China. And the Philippines of Army have tensions with China as well too, right along the Indo-Pacific region. So I just want to add a note to that. But continuing on with this part two of the sit-down lesson, it says the United States and the Philippines launched their largest ever joint military exercise on Tuesday, amending the continuing standoff with China. The drill's name Balakatan 2023 will last until April 28th and involve around 12,000 American and 5,400 Philippine personnel who were trained from ambiguous assault and counter what operations among other tasks. The Bacano drill has been held annual since 1991 in accordance with the 1951 Defense Pact. The country's Colin Michael Lagraco, a Philippine military spokesman, said this year's war game includes a live fire exercise for the first time. He added that the decommissioned Philippine Navy ship will sink off the coast of Zambales in the northern part of the country. Baclaton provides unparalleled opportunities to demonstrate the strength and readiness of the Philippine-U.S. security alliance, the Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Havan, if I pronounce his last name right, the Baclaton Combat Joint Information Director said early this month. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, a group of students held a protest outside the U.S. Embassy in Manila, the Philippines, with signs that said no to U.S. bases. Policies said that paint was thrown at the sign and logo of the United States Department. Two people were detained at the event. The exercise started a day after wrapping up its own 3-day war games in the Taiwan Strait, during which the People Liberation Army simulated strikes on Taiwan and the surrounding waters. The drill was launched in response to the visit of Tsai Ing-wen, the island's president, to the U.S. Beijing considers Taiwan, which has been ruled by a separate government since the late 1940s, as its territorial views foreign ties with Taipei authorities as meddling in its domestic affairs. The Philippines, which have a territorial dispute with Beijing over the dispute of a small island in the South China Sea, allowed the U.S. this month to station troops at 4 additional bases across the country. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said sites will not be used for offense actions. The Chinese ambassador in Manila warned last month that strengthening defense ties with the U.S. would drag the Philippines in the abyss of geopolitical strife on Monday. Salaki, excuse me. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Wang Wenbin said U.S. and Philippines cooperation must not interfere in South China Sea's dispute and otherwise harm Beijing's interests. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. What the current tensions between Taiwan, the current tensions between the United States and China, as you have the Philippines and the United States having their largest military exercise drills, which come underway as of Tuesday, and it's going to last until all the way to April the 28th. And you've been having the Philippines having a ongoing dispute against China over the dispute of the small islands close to the region of the South China Sea, right along with the Indo-Pacific region as well. Tension's been escalating off that as well too. So that's what you call a war, a rumor of war. And then from the representation of Beijing and China, they 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 actually don't want the Philippines and the United States uh, want them to interfere in their affairs. You know, definitely of the disputed islands, definitely in the South China Sea, right along the Taiwan Strait. And reading through the article, the last part of it, it was saying that they don't want the Philippines to get caught in it, and the Philippines said they don't want to get caught in counter counter stray of geopoliticals, what you call that, geopolitics. Definitely with the current tensions between the United States and China. So the Philippines, they don't want 100% get full involved in that, but they definitely will have the military alliance, the military security alliance between the Philippines and the United States is going to grow stronger more than ever. So I just want to add a note to that, but that's what you call a rumor of war. You know, on the side of Beijing and China said they don't want the Philippines to get caught up in their affairs, definitely between the disputed islands in the Indo-Pacific region and right along the small islands right along the South China Sea. While you have the current tensions are stirring up between the United States and China over Taiwan. So I just want to add a few notes to that. Matthews 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass. Right? Because this is a war, a rumor of war. So you're still going to have escalations between the United States and China over Taiwan and over the South China Seas. While you have this largest military exercise drill with the Philippines and the United States, which started as of today and is going to continue all the way until April the 28th. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying from part 1 and part 2 of these lessons. So with that, once again, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying from part 1 and part 2 of this lesson. And I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.